Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to our channel, where we delve into the intricate tapestry of the British monarchy and the fascinating developments surrounding the royal family. Today, we're unpeeling a layer of recent news that offers a rather intriguing glimpse into the evolving public perception of the crown. A story that, while seemingly straightforward, carries significant symbolic weight. We're going to discuss a program that aimed to place official portraits of His Majesty King Charles III in public buildings across the United Kingdom, and the somewhat unexpected reception it has garnered. Before we embark on this revealing journey, please do remember to give this video a thumbs up if you find our discussions insightful, and, of course, subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on the latest royal happenings. Your support truly helps us bring these stories to you. Now, let's turn our attention to a recent revelation that suggests His Majesty King Charles III has encountered a rather significant hurdle, or perhaps a symbolic setback early in his reign. A new report has brought to light that an ambitious initiative to distribute his official portrait to tens of thousands of public buildings across the nation has been widely criticized, primarily for being perceived as both fiscally extravagant and, surprisingly, rather unpopular among many of the very institutions it sought to adorn. This particular government-led endeavor, spearheaded by the Cabinet Office, was unveiled and set into motion around the momentous occasion of the King's coronation. The overarching objective of this program was to furnish community venues throughout the entirety of the United Kingdom with elegantly framed images of the King, depicted in his distinguished naval uniform. The vision behind this initiative was clear. Legislators, those who craft the laws of the land, had harbored aspirations that the monarch would serve as a powerful and unifying national symbol, a visible and reassuring presence in a diverse array of public spaces. They envisioned these portraits gracing the walls of revered establishments, such as venerable churches and the bustling administrative hubs of local council offices, thereby fostering a pervasive sense of shared identity and continuity. At the time of the program's inception, Mr. Oliver Dowden, who then held the esteemed position of Deputy Prime Minister, articulated his perspective on the matter. He stated that these regal portraits would stand as a reminder of the example set by our ultimate public servant. This sentiment underscored the hope that the King's image would not merely be a decorative item, but rather a constant, tangible testament to the selfless commitment and duty embodied by the sovereign, inspiring those who encountered it. It was a lofty ambition, aiming to visually cement the monarch's role as a figurehead of service and national cohesion. However, the reality, as revealed by comprehensive figures meticulously acquired and subsequently disclosed by the esteemed newspaper, The Guardian, paints a rather different and somewhat sobering picture. The data brings to light that a mere 20,000 organizations, which astonishingly represents only 31% of all institutions that were deemed eligible to receive this complimentary offer, actually chose to accept the free portrait. This limited uptake came at a considerable collective expense to the taxpayer, incurring a total expenditure exceeding a remarkable £2.7 million. This figure alone immediately raised eyebrows given the current economic climate and the ongoing scrutiny of public spending. The Guardian's meticulous investigation further revealed that, conversely, a substantial contingent of over 46,000 organizations explicitly declined the proposition, culminating in an overwhelming rejection rate of 69%. This figure is particularly striking considering that the portraits were offered entirely free of charge to the recipient institutions, with the government bearing the full financial outlay. The report delves deeper into this surprising disinterest, claiming that certain vital sectors demonstrated an especially palpable lack of enthusiasm. Healthcare institutions, for instance, showed very little interest, with a paltry 3% opting to display the regal image. Similarly, the academic world seemed largely indifferent, with merely 7% of universities choosing to participate in the program. Even among the parishes of the Venerable Church of England, where His Majesty holds the distinguished and profoundly significant title of Supreme Governor, only approximately a quarter, or around 25%, consented to display the portrait. This figure, some might argue, is unexpectedly low, given the monarch's direct and deeply rooted ecclesiastical role within the established church. It prompts questions about the differing priorities and perhaps the evolving perspectives within various church communities regarding the visible representation of the monarchy. In stark contrast to these areas of significant disinterest, other sectors prove to be remarkably more receptive to the initiative. Local governmental bodies, for example, proved significantly more amenable, with a robust 73% of councils embracing the portrait. This strong acceptance rate among local councils suggests a continuing adherence to tradition, and perhaps a closer alignment with central government initiatives or a greater sense of civic duty in displaying the monarch's image. And, remarkably, the country's essential maritime guardians, every single one of the nation's 23 Coast Guard organizations, enthusiastically accepted a portrait. This unanimous acceptance among the Coast Guards is particularly noteworthy, perhaps reflecting the strong ties between the armed forces, uniformed services, and the crown, where tradition and loyalty are deeply embedded values. Despite the criticisms and the notably high rejection rates in certain sectors, there remains a vocal and passionate contingent of supporters who ardently defend the Royal Portrait Program. Advocates for the initiative put forth a compelling counter-argument, emphasizing that royal portraits are not merely decorative items, but represent a deeply entrenched and revered tradition within the United Kingdom. For centuries, depictions of the reigning monarch have adorned public spaces, serving as a powerful visual link to the nation's history, its continuity, and its constitutional monarchy. These proponents argue that such portraits serve as a powerful catalyst for cultivating a profound sense of shared national identity, particularly within the common spaces frequented by the citizenry. In a rapidly changing world, they contend, these images offer a tangible connection to a unifying symbol, a reminder of what binds the nation together. They also diligently point out a crucial detail often overlooked in the public discourse: that the portraits were extended to institutions entirely free of charge. The governmental coffers bore the full financial outlay, positioning the program as an integral component of the broader nationwide festivities commemorating the coronation of King Charles III. This, they argue, means that the individual institutions were not burdened with any financial decision, and the expense was part of a larger, pre-planned budget for a historic national event. Furthermore, ardent supporters of the monarchy and certain public entities that chose to participate have lauded the endeavor, commending its capacity to imbue venerable and iconic structures with an enhanced air of ceremonial grandeur and historical significance. They see these portraits as adding a touch of majesty and tradition to buildings that serve the public, elevating their status and connecting them to the enduring legacy of the crown. For them, it is not just about a picture on a wall, but about reinforcing the very fabric of national heritage and pride. This fascinating dichotomy in reception, the widespread rejection on one hand and the staunch defense and enthusiastic acceptance on the other, offers us a unique snapshot of modern Britain's complex and evolving relationship with its monarchy. While the program was conceived with the noble aim of fostering unity and celebrating the new reign, the revealed figures suggest a more nuanced reality. The criticism regarding the cost, exceeding £2.7 million for a program with a 69% rejection rate, certainly resonates with a public increasingly sensitive to public spending, especially in times of economic strain. It raises questions about the perceived value of such symbolic gestures versus more tangible public services. The varying rates of acceptance across different types of public bodies are also highly revealing. The lower uptake in hospitals and universities might reflect institutions that prioritize their primary functions. Healthcare and education, above ceremonial displays, or perhaps a more progressive outlook that views such traditional symbols as less relevant in their contemporary settings. The robust acceptance among local councils, and notably the unanimous embrace by Coast Guard organizations, could signify a stronger adherence to traditional civic structures and a profound sense of loyalty within uniformed services, where the monarch's role as head of state and commander-in-chief holds particular significance. The situation with the Church of England is perhaps the most intriguing. Despite the king's pivotal role as supreme governor, the relatively low acceptance rate among parishes could suggest a growing divergence in how local church communities interpret their relationship with the crown. or simply a prioritization of local community needs over centralized directives for symbolic displays. It underscores the challenges of maintaining a consistent national identity through traditional symbols in a diverse and increasingly secular society. Ultimately, this initiative, intended to be a unifying gesture, has inadvertently sparked a broader conversation about the monarchy's place in modern Britain, the allocation of public funds, and the varying degrees of connection citizens and institutions feel towards traditional symbols. It highlights the delicate balance the royal family must strike between upholding centuries-old traditions and adapting to the contemporary sensibilities and expectations of a diverse population. So, what are your thoughts on this intriguing development? Do you believe the cost was justified for a program intended to foster national unity and celebrate the coronation? Or do you think the funds could have been better allocated elsewhere? And what do these varied acceptance rates tell us about the current public sentiment towards the monarchy? We truly value your perspective, so please do share your opinions and insights in the comments section below. Don't forget to like this video if you found it informative. Subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into royal affairs and join us for our next royal update. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.